I have Ryan Burgess on the show now, who's going to be facing Tyler Smythe for the NEF Amateur Flyweight title at NEF 46. Ryan, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good, man. And I'm really excited for this fight, just this whole card in general. Matt Peterson and Nick DeSalvo did a great job of really putting on quite an event here down at the Aura nightclub in Portland, Maine. First, just let's start with this camp, man. I know JB is your head coach. Tell me how it's been, how you're feeling leading up to the big fight night.
I think the camp has been phenomenal, honestly. It was a little rough start at first. JB actually was out of state for work for a little bit, but my other coach, Rich, was able to pull through and really get my conditioning up early on. And all the work with Young's MMA and JB throughout every week, 6 days a week, it's been incredible. And I feel better than I probably have ever in my life. So.
I know you're a busy guy. You have a busy schedule. So just run me through what a normal week is like for you. Are you just training or are you, do you have a full-time job? I know you got to pay the bills, right? So just tell me what a normal week is like for you.
So I'm currently self-employed, but that is not a 40-hour week. It's more like probably a 52-hour week. I work probably 6 days a week. Saturday is my only day off from work itself. And then Fridays are my only rest day from the gym. So usually I probably don't get home until about 6:37, even later when I cross train sometimes. But it's early mornings and late nights pretty much every day. Saturday is just kind of my day to unwind and reset.
Is that more of a physical grind or a mental grind, or is it like even? Just run me through I guess what's the hardest aspect of staying that disciplined?
I would say at first it's the physical aspect, especially if you come into a camp already out of shape. Luckily, I wasn't because I had been training previously, but the mental aspect is probably the most tiring. There's a lot of days, you just don't want to go and you got to go anyways. And being able to dig yourself out of that and still have a good training session, it's super important. And, those days that your opponent might take off. If you don't take them off, it really adds up. So the mental aspect is definitely a little bit more difficult.
All right. And, I know Chris Young pretty well, so I know a lot of traits that he has that makes him a great coach. But tell me a little bit more about Jason Bell. I feel like he doesn't get enough love here in the Maine or the New England MMA community. And he definitely, knows his stuff. And everyone that I know works with him speaks very highly of him. So just tell me a little bit more about what it's like learning under him.
So JB is a very close friend of mine. The relationship we've established is, super important to me. And because of that rapport we've built, it's super easy to train with him. He's a little rough around the edges. I think everyone who knows him will probably say that, but we get each other and I listen really well. And I know how knowledgeable he is, not only with his jiu-jitsu, but with his striking background as well. And he doesn't let me cheat myself. He keeps me honest. And when I'm doing stuff wrong, he'll stop me, explain why I'm doing it wrong, why I should be doing it the other way. And, he pays good attention to detail. And, it's really going to showcase next weekend, just what we've been working on. And I'm super excited about it. JB has played the biggest part in everything that's about to happen.
I love hearing that. Now, I got to ask you, are you a Patriots fan? Do you get into football?
I'm actually a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan too. Oh my God. I thought maybe I was going to get a little bit of backup from you. I got to listen to him yapping about the Cowboys all the time. All right. Well, I won't go down that route then. I'm a diehard Tom Brady fan if you can't tell by what's behind me. But hey, just give me your Super Bowl pick. I know the Cowboys aren't in there, but who's going to win it this year, the Rams or the Bengals?
I've been pulling for Matt Stafford since he got traded, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Joe Burrow pull it off. It'd be pretty incredible. Be the first QB to ever win, a Heisman and a college championship and then a Super Bowl all within a couple of years. That'd be pretty incredible. So honestly, I'm not upset regardless of whoever wins.
Well, it will be the day after your title fight, obviously, February 12th down at NEF 46 in Portland, Maine. Now, as we talked a little bit earlier, Coach Young, Glory Watson, they come down, I believe it's on Thursdays to train with you guys. So they give you a different look. But what is that dynamic like? And tell me how Glory is looking in her camp from what you've seen.
Okay, so they reached out to me about a year ago. I think it was February of last year, and she was training for her pro debut, and they asked me about training because she needed some wrestling background. So I started traveling down there once a week. I was spending the night and getting a training session in at night, and then in the morning. Um, and at that point, I was, just transitioning to a new job, and I wasn't really in the fight game at the time. Me and JB trained here and there. But them bringing me in and how welcoming they were right off the bat, it really just set the tone for our relationship in the future. Glory is an animal, and it's been super fun to watch her grow over the last year and to be a part of it. And just looking back to where I was last year compared to where I am now, she's made me so much better as well. And it's crazy to think that I probably wouldn't even be in this position I am right now if they wouldn't have reached out to me last year, because I had no interest in competing until she showed me that I should be in there. So they've been such a huge part of this camp, and I've actually been seeing them on Tuesdays as well. So it's been really exciting to watch her grow, and I think you guys are going to be really excited to see what she does come next weekend, because she is ready and a savage. Honestly, she really is,
Yeah.
and it's been so awesome to watch. I can't wait. I'm almost more excited for her fight than my own.
Yeah, Glory's a beast, no doubt. Now, so you did walk away. It would have been what, February 2018? You last fought. You had that split win over Nate Boucher. Why the layoff from active competition? Is there any specific reason?
At the time, I planned on returning immediately. They announced the title fight after I beat Nate against Justin Witham. And then what happened was Witham retired, vacated the belt, and there wasn't really anyone to fill in that spot. I think Dustin Vino was injured at the time, and other than us three and Nate, who I had just beat, there wasn't really anyone else around. So at that time, I just took a break, and then it was probably a year or so before I actually found myself back in the gym. I had gotten a new girlfriend at the time, and whatever, life catches up with you. But then it was probably a year after that I started training with JB again, just for fun. Again, I think Nate ended up making a run for the belt. I really don't even remember. I wasn't paying attention at the time. But I started just training for fun again, kind of like when I took my hiatus before the Nate fight, and just really took the time to focus on the little things in my game that I needed to improve on. So, it's been a lot of nitpicking for me and JB to get to where we are now. And it may not have been 4 years had, COVID not hit in 2020 and everything been shut down. But I think it's been a long time coming, and I can't wait to just show everyone what I've been working on.
So how different of a fighter are you now versus then? Is there like a certain area of your game that has evolved the most?
I think just all aspects of it have improved, and just understanding what my opponent might do, and how to react to those situations. And I think the biggest thing is going to be remaining calm all the time. A lot of people feel like they need to be angry at their opponent, or take Smythe, for example. I think he has to hate me to want to fight me. And that's just not me. This isn't a brawl. It's mixed martial arts. And, I've really been working on the art aspect of that. And every skill that I've developed over the last 4 years, they're going to show in this fight. And I think he's going to be standing right there taking it.
So what are your goals now? I mean, this is for an amateur title fight. Are you planning on turning pro and maybe making a run to see how far you can take it?
Right now I just have this one fight on my plate. What happened was he ended up beating Caleb, and I was really rooting for Caleb. I wanted him to win because I know he's super into it right now. And when he lost, I looked at Smythe and I was like, I can beat this guy. I know I can beat this guy. So I reached out to Matt Peterson and asked for the fight almost immediately. And his team agreed to accept it. And that's why I'm here right now, is just to show that, not only the improvement that I've made, but that I'm just a superior fighter to this guy. And, I can't wait to show everyone that I really am. There's no pressure on me. I'm supposed to lose. I'm not even supposed to be here, according to some people. So I'm just excited to have some fun.
So Caleb Austin is a friend of yours, right? So tell me, how difficult is it to sit cage side watching your friend in there and suffering an L? Is that harder than stepping in there for yourself, or just try and run me through your emotions as a friend and then also as a competitor?
So I don't know if you remember, Ryan, but my sister actually fought too, twice. And we fought on the same nights, and I dropped both my fights after she lost. So it's kind of an emotional roller coaster to be there watching, your friends and your teammates or whoever fighting. And of course, you want them to win and be successful, but it's part of the game. And I know everyone grows from the losses the most. I know I did. So it sucks to watch him lose. And I think he could have won that fight, and I think he was winning the fight. It's just super unfortunate, but I think if he goes back to the drawing board and he really wants this, that he definitely can be successful. So I look forward to seeing Caleb get back in there as well. But it's definitely more emotional as far as taking a loss yourself compared to watching someone else take one.
Do you train with Caleb much?
I have not been training with Caleb. No, I haven't. I mean, we've reached out a couple of times. I know our schedules are very different, so it's just that hasn't worked out. That's all. Nothing personal.
Okay. So tell me, how did the bad blood with you and Smythe start? I'm not quite sure how it all began, but just run me through the timeline of this.
Um, like I said, I reached out and asked for the fight, and I'm sure his coach is the one who accepts all his fights. So I'm sure Nate Libby was like, "Oh yeah, we'll take the fight, whatever." So I think the bad blood might have started almost immediately for him, only because he's like, "Who's this guy showing up saying he's gonna fight me, whatever?" He's got a lot of confidence. I'll give him that. But um, like I said, I think he just needs to hate me to want to fight me. And in our initial interview, when they released the fight, I threw a little bit of jabs, but you got to sell the fight. It was nothing personal. But I do believe that I'm better than him, and he believes he's better than me. So the bad blood started right there. And he likes to run his mouth a lot.
All right. And so this is obviously for the flyweight title. What do you walk around at? What's that cut like for you?
No cut. I walk around right at 125.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
got to be so much easier than having to even lose 10, 15 pounds. I know most fighters do. So have you ever thought, down the line, if you keep fighting, I know a lot of promotions, it might be tough to find, 115 male, but is that something that you would consider?
It doesn't really excite me. I cut weight when I was in high school wrestling, and I've always had a hard time gaining weight lately. 125 seems to be like the weight that feels comfortable for me, and I don't see why it would be beneficial to put myself through a weight cut to fight for one a weight class that's only sanctioned in some promotions, and two, I want to prove to myself that I'm the best. At least for this promotion right now, that is my goal, and I don't think fighting at 115 would do that for me. So I get that some of these guys are probably going to be 135, 140 pounds when we fight, but that really doesn't matter to me. That miserable week they're going to go through to make that weight, I don't have to do any of that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
All right. I love it. So let's just talk about this matchup. Stylistically, you have a wrestling background. He has a wrestling background. Like what's going to transpire come fight night? How do you envision this fight playing out?
The guy says he likes to fight, so I hope he wants to stand and bang. It wouldn't bother me a bit. But regardless of where the fight ends up, I think I'm gonna have superior position and just be able to solidify the skills I have that are much better than his. He's still pretty green to the sport. I know I am too. But at the end of the day, I might only have 5 fights, but I've been training for 7 years. So um, I could see him coming in for a takedown super early. That's what I see.
So official prediction, how do you get your hand raised? Does this go the distance, or are you going to get him out of there?
The plan is not to go the distance. No, I am in good enough shape to go the distance and probably go further than that because I only train 5-minute rounds. But I think first or second round. Yeah. And I don't know, TKO, submission, doesn't matter. We'll figure it out when we're in there.
All right. I'll be cage side doing the commentary with Greg Williams. Cannot wait for NEF 46. This is a stack card. Again, Ryan Burgess meets Tyler Smythe for Smythe's flyweight title at NEF 46 at the Aura Nightclub in Portland, Maine. Ryan, awesome talking to you, my man. Look forward to seeing you down there. Before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Anyone you want to thank, please do so, and tell people where to follow you on social media.
Thanks, Ryan. I just want to give a big shout out to JB, Jason Bell, and Chris Young and Glory, and everyone over at Young's MMA, as well as Rich Vitale over at Fire and Iron Athletics in Mexico. And I just want to give a shout out to all my friends and family who have been here to support me through the whole time, because it has been extremely stressful, and without their support, it would be even more difficult. So I appreciate all of you, and thank you, Ryan. I can't wait to meet you next weekend. It's coming right up. I'm super excited. So it's going to be a good time.